Welcome everyone. Today we have a discussion on conjunctions. This lecture is meant for the third semester BA English Language and Literature students of the University of Calicut, and this lecture is based on the content in page number 64 and 65 in the prescribed text for the third semester BA English Language and Literature students. It is edited by Dr. Murali Krishnan TR and Srija G. So we are discussing conjunctions. Conjunctions are words which connect or combine words, phrases, clauses. And we have four categories of conjunctions. They are coordinating conjunctions, correlative conjunctions, subordinating conjunctions, and conjunctive adverbs. We have to define and understand what each of these categories of conjunctions are. Let's discuss coordinating conjunctions. There are 7 coordinating conjunctions: for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. They are generally not followed by any punctuation. Coordinating conjunctions are used to join independent clauses or elements like multiple nouns or phrases within a sentence. Conjunctions can be used to connect both dependent and independent clauses. A dependent clause contains a subject and a verb, but by itself it is not a complete thought. On their own, dependent clauses cannot be punctuated with periods. Example, while I was in Rome has a subject and a verb, but the thought is not complete. An independent clause contains a subject and a verb and is a complete thought. Independent clauses can be punctuated with periods and semicolons. Example, I was in Rome has a subject and a verb, and the thought is complete. I is the subject, was in Rome is the predicate or verb. When connecting two independent clauses, a coordinating conjunction is preceded by a comma. Ramya went to Palakkad, but Ramla stayed home. Ramya went to Palakkad is an independent clause, and Ramla stayed at home or Ramla stayed home is another independent clause, and both these clauses are combined by but, and we have a comma after the first independent clause. Ramya went to Palakkad, but Ramla stayed home. When connecting two elements that are not independent clauses, a coordinating conjunction with no comma is used. Tasnim flew from Goa to Chennai and then drove back. Tasnim flew from Goa to Chennai and then she drove back. Here we have to understand, with the addition of a subject, she, to the second phrase, the phrase becomes an independent clause. Tasnim flew from Goa to Chennai and then she drove back. If a list has more than 2 elements, each is separated from the next by a comma. Ishwar slept, studied, and ate. So here we have slept is one verb, another verb is studied, and yet another one is ate. So the first 2 verbs are separated by a comma. Ishwar slept, studied, and ate. I don't know whether Lalita went to work, to the mall, to school, or to the hospital. So here we have, I don't know whether Lalita went to work, number 1, to the mall, to the school, or to the hospital. So the first place is just having a comma. First and the second are separated by a comma, and Just before the third one we have an or. An or is a conjunction. So we have, I don't know whether Lalita went to work, to the mall, to the school, or to the hospital. A comma should not be used before a coordinating conjunction that connects only two elements in a list. Joseph went to Delhi and Mumbai. So when we are combining Delhi and Mumbai in this sentence, there isn't any comma, and if we have a comma, it's a big mistake. So no comma when we combine two place names like Joseph went to Delhi and Mumbai. Now we move on to correlative conjunctions. So the correlative conjunctions work in pairs to show how parts of a sentence are related. They follow the same comma rules as dependent and independent clauses. And let's be familiar with some correlative conjunctions. Neither, nor, not only, but also, whether or, either or. So let us use these correlative conjunctions in sentences. Neither Ramya nor Ramla went to the hostel. Sharda not only flew to Calcutta, but she also sailed to Andaman Islands. So the correlative conjunctions work in pairs. That is the very easy indicator of the correlative conjunction, right? Now we have subordinating conjunctions. So understand that subordinating conjunctions are conjunctions that are used to combine an independent clause to a dependent clause. So what is a subordinating conjunction? A subordinating conjunction placed at the beginning of an independent clause changes it into a dependent clause, no longer a complete sentence. I went to meet the principal. The bell rang. Look at that. I went to meet the principal. That is independent clause number one. Another independent clause, the bell rang. So when we are just placing a subordinating clause, a conjunction in front of I went to meet the principal, it will be when I went to meet the principal, the bell rang. Look at that. So when we have a subordinating conjunction just at the beginning of a dependent clause, the dependent clause is no more a dependent clause, an independent clause. It's no more an independent clause, it's becoming a dependent clause. So subordinating conjunctions show how clauses relate to each other, and we have a number of subordinating conjunctions. Let's just look at them. They are after, although, because, if, since, though, that, when, where, whether, which, while, who, why, before, until. Although Tasnim travels a lot, Josh does not. So we have the independent clause, Josh does not. Josh does not travel, right? And the dependent clause, although Tasnim travels a lot. The dependent clause, although Tasnim travels a lot, is attached to the independent clause, Josh does not, by a comma. Now we have another category of conjunction, that is of course conjunctive adverbs. So let us understand what are conjunctive adverbs. Conjunctive adverbs are used as a transition and placed at the beginning of one independent clause to show how it relates to the previous statement. It's almost always followed by a comma. Also, consequently, finally, furthermore, however, meanwhile, nevertheless, next, still, therefore, thus, then are some of the conjunctive adverbs. Conjunctive adverbs do not make clauses independent. Clauses that begin with conjunctive adverbs may be treated as independent clauses. They may not be joined to other sentences by a comma. Use a period or a semicolon instead. Example, Ishwar hates to travel. Consequently, he stays home. Two independent clauses may be joined by a semicolon to show that they are closely related. Ishwar hates to travel. Consequently, he stays home. Two independent clauses may be separated by a period. Now we have some exercises. Let us just look at the exercises. Page number 65. Attempt all the questions. Section A. Use coordinating conjunctions to fill up the following. Nobody expected Shibu to get the job dash did I. Answer. Nobody expected Shibu to get the job. Nor did I. Nobody expected Shibu to get the job, nor did I. Alright, next. We can go to a Punjabi restaurant dash a Gujarati. I don't really mind. We can go to a Punjabi restaurant or a Gujarati. I don't really mind. We can go to a Punjabi restaurant or a Gujarati. I don't really mind. Next one. It was raining heavily dash we decided to stay at home. It was raining heavily and we decided to stay at home. It was raining heavily and we decided to stay at home. Fourth one. Everybody was eager to participate in the charity walk dash the principal. Everybody was eager to participate in the charity walk, so the principal. I got a seat in the front row dash I was really interested in the lecture topic. I got a seat in the front row for I was really interested in the lecture topic. Section B. Use correlative conjunctions to fill up the following. I found dash my homework dash my textbook on the kitchen counter. I found dash my homework dash my textbook on the kitchen counter. I found neither my homework nor my textbook on the kitchen counter. I found neither my homework nor my textbook on the kitchen counter. Shobha found dash the shoes she had lost dash her favorite jacket. Shobha found not only the shoes she had lost but also her favorite jacket. Shobha found not only the shoes she had lost but also her favorite jacket. I have dash the time dash the motivation to play handball right now. I have neither the time nor the motivation to play handball right now. I have neither the time nor the motivation to play the handball right now. Dash did she do well or on her physics test? Dash she dash got an A on her social studies grade card. Not only did she do well on her physics test, but she also got an A on her social studies grade card. Not only did she do well on her physics test, but she also got an A on her social studies grade card. Dash I can go to the movies on Friday. Dash I can go to the mall. Either I can go to the movies on Friday or I can go to the mall. So with that we come to the end of section on conjunctions. Next day we will look at phrases and clauses. Thank you for listening.